Ladies and gentlemen, I have done videos in the past telling everybody to stop watching mainstream media. Mainstream media does nothing but lie. Mainstream media is very destructive. Mainstream media only want white people to be heroes. If anyone else is a hero, especially one of ours in the Black community, they try extra hard to bury the story. That's what they do. Now, some of you might remember this person, Jessica Lynch. They made her into this huge hero. And oh, she was like Rambo. They even tried to say she was on a gurney being taken into the back of an ambulance, and she was on the gurney shooting. I mean, this is how far they went. They tried to make her seem like a female version of Rambo. Come to find out, her ass didn't do nothing but duck in the back of a Humvee. And all of the other soldiers, it was one Black female soldier, and the rest of them, I believe, were white soldiers, white male soldiers. They did all the fighting while she was in the back ducking down. But they made her a hero, gave her, I think, like over $2 million and everything for doing nothing but ducking in the back of a Humvee. But everybody else, they said their rifles, they fired off rounds. Her weapon was never fired, but they made her the face of the hero. And this happened in Iraq. This is why she just fade away and you don't hear another peep out of her, because she was no hero. They just fabricated a fake out story to make you believe she was this big heroic figure, and she wasn't. She was probably the biggest coward in that Humvee out of everybody. At least they fired off rounds. She didn't do squat. Now, there was also, ladies and gentlemen, a shooting at Fort Hood. This was like around 2009. After that shooting was over, they tried to say this woman, mainstream media, I kid you not, you can look all of this up. Mainstream media said this woman took the active shooter out. She was on talk shows and everything. Oh, I did what I had to. Oh, I just doing my job. She went right along with it, y'all. That's what's so funny about the whole thing. She went right along with it. But they plastered this woman all over social media, the TV, everything. Oh, she's a hero. Oh my God. She's such a hero. Well, come to find out, ladies and gentlemen, this man was the real hero that took out the active shooter. His name was Nadal Hassan. You can look this up. This man was the real shooter. When it came out that this Black man was the one that was the real hero in the whole thing, they went silent. Mainstream media went silent, y'all. See, they don't want Black heroes. That's not what they want. They want only white heroes. That's it. They didn't put him all over the talk shows like they did this woman who didn't do nothing. But they put her all on the talk shows and everything. I remember seeing her on there. But this man was the real hero that day. He was the real one that shut that active shooter down. Mark Todd was his name. And I'm glad the people in the military spoke up. That's how it all unraveled on them about that woman talking about she was the hero. And come to find out, they said no. You know, the people that were on the base when the shooting was happened said, nope, this is the man that was the hero. This man is the one that took him out. All right, so why am I talking about this? Because of this man. Now, they told you about the Kroger shooter, and he killed two Black people. One was in the store with his grandson, and a Black woman, was in the parking lot. Well, there were more people out in that parking lot, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. And this man was one of the people out there that encountered the shooter and actually exchanged fire with them. Okay. He actually did something that distracted the shooter to the point where he was not killing more Black people out there. So this man is really the true hero that day, but mainstream media has not even mentioned his name. Let's get into this story. Man who fired at Kroger shooter says he's not a hero, but actually, brother, you are the only hero in this whole thing. So this came out on wave3.com, October 31st, 2018. And you know what? Mainstream media had this information and they buried it. So let's go ahead and listen to this video. Come on.
A white man accused of killing two Black shoppers at the Jeffersontown Kroger in what city leaders are calling a hate crime has been indicted in their deaths. 51-year-old Gregory Bush faces 2 counts of murder, 1 count of attempted murder for exchanging gunfire with a man in the parking lot. Also 1 count of wanton endangerment. He remains in Metro Corrections on $5 million bond. And all new tonight at 11, we are hearing from that man who shot at Bush in the Kroger parking lot and missed.
Wave 3 News reporter Taylor Durden sat down with him and his wife tonight. And Taylor, they're still trying to process, of course, everything that happened last week.
Right. I mean, you imagine you go into Kroger, you never expect anything like this to happen. And for Dominiic and Kiera Rozier, they say it's been a really tough week trying to get life back to normal, but they're very thankful to be alive. Dominiic and Kiera Rozier were heading into Kroger last Wednesday to pick up cupcakes for their son's birthday, but they never made it inside.
Somebody was just like, don't go in there, they're shooting.
That's when they heard gunshots. Kiera said she saw the suspect, Gregory Bush, walk outside, and then she saw Vicki Lee Jones, who was on the phone.
She was really close to me. She was on the phone, and I heard her say, she's trying to get home. She said, these people are shooting, they're crazy. I just want to get home. Lord, let me get home. He looked at her, and he kind of grinned, and he just shot her. And that's when I froze.
Kiera says right after that, Dominiic had drawn his gun and asked the suspect if he was okay.
When he pulled the gun, my husband said, don't do this. This is not what don't do this. And before he could even say it, the guy had the gun pointed at me, and there was another lady who was not too far from me.
That's when Dominiic and Bush started firing at each other.
We were a car length apart from having gunfire back and forth.
No one was hurt from their bullets, but Dominiic says he's sorry for putting anyone else in harm's way by shooting.
I was doing to protect me and my wife.
And as for the suspect,
I just want him to get what he deserves at the end of the day.
Dominiic says he got his concealed carry license just in case something like what happened at Kroger were to ever happen. He says he's not a hero, as people have called him, or even a good Samaritan. He was just trying to protect his family. Reporting in the studio, Taylor Durden, Wave 3 News.
No, Dominiic is a hero, okay, because he was willing to risk himself to shoot at this guy. He saved other people in that parking lot. So he may not be calling himself a hero, but I am. Now, isn't it funny how mainstream media didn't mention this at all? They didn't show this man at all. They didn't talk about him at all. They just completely buried it. See, ladies and gentlemen, when the hero look like us, they don't want to talk about it. But they are willing to lie to make up a white hero, as you can see in the past with Jessica Lynch and this woman. I can't even remember her name. It's really not important. She was not a hero. So it's really not important. Okay, but they tried to make her a hero, and she was no hero. This man right here saved the day on that military base. But ladies and gentlemen, don't ever accept heroes from mainstream media. In fact, turn mainstream media off. If they're not going to tell a whole story, then they need to shut up. Dominic is a hero. He is. Even if he doesn't feel like he is, I'm saying he is. Because it could have been more fatalities out in that parking lot if he did not take a chance and confront Bush when he was out there. Remember, he confronted him right after he shot Vicky Jones. He could have turned the other way with his wife, and he didn't. He stood toe to toe with him and fired at him. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's celebrate our heroes. You know, the ones that really do put themselves out there, not the fake ones that mainstream media want to prop up in front of everybody. But please tell me what you think. Dominic is definitely a hero, a good Samaritan, and somebody that protected himself, but he doesn't realize he protected everybody in that parking lot that day. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I will see you on the next video. Peace, family.